Fortunately, with the best of 5, you only get those 2 bans, so you have to play through so many different types of map. But the one that matters right now is this first one. Welcome, everybody, once again to the grand final of Plausible Gaming Counter-Strike Season 2. We kick things off here on Dust 2, Teiko versus Unnamed Project.
Dust 2 it is, an Unnamed Project. Early on, leaning towards the B side. No presences over A side. They want to start things off at B side, and there we go. Contact made. Dooley's out. Early kill has been found, but that's not going to be stopping Unnamed Project from not entering side. Yeah, there you go. Okay, Pig's being found, and the bomb's probably gonna go down. But there's already some guy up close in window, and he's not being let in. Think down. Lyron over aggressing. There we go. Shut down early on. Prodigy now. Look at his HP. Just 1 point. Not enough to keep him alive. And yeah, this is pretty much Unnamed Project taking it with them for the pistol round. Pretty textbook B-side round. They just, you know, not really stopping, getting the pigs that they need, getting the bomb down, and then holding down the site. So yeah, we are as we started to, you know, talk about it, we are on Dust 2, and this is, you know, as plain as Counter-Strike gets. This is the map that is the simplest. It's been here for ages, only with the very, very few changes made over like 2 decades. So yeah, it's just all of the stuff that you're going to be doing on this map is just it's been here for ages. So yeah, we're going to be seeing a lot of long takes today. We're going to be seeing a lot of B-side takes. It's just going to be, you know, all the staple stuff. So it really just comes down to whichever team just executes it to complete perfection. And one more very small thing that I noticed is that we're actually not us, well, Teiko actually swapped out one of their players. So I'm kind of trying to remember which one is missing, because we have Eagle Scrabble back. Our team mod, Prodigy and Inkwell are there. Which one's missing? Is it Woozy?
There was Hope and Siren.
Oh,
Hope and Siren were on the team.
Yeah, that's the guy who they swapped him for. But yeah, there you go. Teiko.
There you go.
We're gonna see if Smokey is gonna be able to do better than Hope, but yeah, we'll see.
And I got a moment to, you know, figure that out and see how it's gonna go. I will say, I mean, that previous pistol round, B site, very difficult to retake at the best of times. I believe, I stand under correction, but I believe that it's the most difficult site to retake.
It is,
if
yeah.
not, you know, top 3. Yeah.
So
for sure. Incredibly hard to actually get those results on, and you're already 4 versus 3. If you're Unnamed Project at that point, bomb's already down. Okay, pistol round, you've got to actually go for it, but it was always going to be difficult regardless. So it kind of goes how you expect it to. Now, however, we move into this next round. Unnamed Project going to be feeling really good because bomb down, round 1, like you've got everything you could possibly ask for. They've bought into the scout now as well, so very early getting one of those sniper rifles onto the board. The interesting thing here is how Teiko have decided to force up. They forced into a scout of their own, so probably going to be looking to take this battle down mid, but nothing to be seen just yet. Instead, it is a full 5-person rush down long, and there's nobody home.
There's nobody home indeed, but the first line of defense is going to be Inkwell. Never mind. Scouts here is going to be firing a shot and just bailing away. Fighting from side, but yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to keep it down for much longer since Byron is just there. Yeah, that's all you can really do with a P250 and a scout. Not alive for much longer. Eagle Scrabber RT mod just alive for the exits. They do have a deagle, so we might see some headshots coming through. But for now, it's just Project probably taking away the second round as well. So, well, a good start for these guys, but Teiko are going to have enough money for the next, probably, except for the scout guy. A bit of a weird buy coming in from these guys, because some of them just ecoed with P250s, and RT Mods have decided to go with the scout. Might be, you know, trying to get some value out of it, but hey, didn't really happen, so, well, MP9s it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a high risk, high reward buy.
Yeah,
if
pretty
it does
much.
work out, then, you're sitting pretty. You've reset the economy. You've got tons of cash to work with. So I don't judge it too heavily. I think that, given that it's Teiko and they have a lot of confidence, they thought that they could make that one work. Unfortunately, they were too split. And in a round like that, you might want to be going for a gamble. This time, again, Unnamed Project going for the straight pushed in towards long. Unfortunately, it's trading back and forth here. Down to 2 versus 2. Teiko, right place, right time, but not enough bodies. They've done enough to slow things down. Now they have to confirm the round.
Definitely do. 2 versus 2 situation created, and both of the projects are down 50 HP, so definitely doable. There is the difference of the guns. They do have MP9s and AK-47s, but I don't really think that that's going to be stopping Teiko from taking this round with them. No rotations to be seen from either side of the teams, really. Teiko a bit of a reposition, trying to see if they're just coming through short. RT Mod has also fallen back towards CT, but they are still pretty much focused on towards A side. Teiko splitting apart now. While Unnamed Project, that smoke is going to be the giveaway. And also is going to be giving these guys the crossing, but RT Mod, look at him, he's deciding to push the smoke. Time now, but it's being held perfectly by H2IF. He's going to be finding the kill, converting it into a 1v2, MP9 in hand. The new kid on the block, who just joined Teiko today, is now in the battle. Bombs down, shots landed. Doesn't have a kid, he needs to be quick about this. But he also needs to be really careful. All the angles, elevator guy down, and there we go, perfectly done. Site taken down too, and the bomb is gonna be defused, I believe.
Yeah, timing very, very close there, but I must admit, Unnamed Project, it feels like they get...
Oh, see, that's why I was so concerned.
Holy.
It was close. I was like,
It was very close.
Does he have it? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought he did, but there's that moment of uncertainty of like, but he did do it. I must admit, I think that for Unnamed Project there, they get a little bit over eager, pushing out unnecessarily. And they kind of give ones away. And okay, maybe they've never played against this guy before. Maybe they're not aware of how good he is. And unfortunately for them, it's a great clutch from him. That was a round that I think Unnamed Project will be devastated to have lost. But that's okay, they keep trying. And this predicted nade stack is so good, but it's not good enough. Teiko off the back of winning one round now, down to only 2 players.
Good return fire there on long. 3 CTs taken down. Teiko. A lot of damage has been dealt to them, and that is going to be, well, Project Science to just move into site and get the bomb down, with having only lost 1 player. Prodigy for a reposition going back to a short. They are probably very likely not going to go for a retake this time around, but yeah, just getting those exits. I mean, hey, these long takes so far have been working out for Unnamed Project, right? They haven't, but it's really still a 50-50 gamble for both their teams, and this time around, even though Teiko, they pretty much like sent 3 people long, they still weren't able to fight it out. That initial nade was really good. It was able to do a lot of damage, but you know, they weren't exactly able to land their shots, and yeah, this is completely, entirely lost long, and also lost a lot of man advantage, which pretty much defines for this round. So yeah, it's now just the extra frags while Inkel tries to run away, but he's gonna be caught. That just leaves Prodigy alive. So yeah, 3rd round for Unnamed Project. Doing pretty well on towards the A side and getting those long takes. So yeah, so far it has been serving them well, but Teiko, do they have anything to say about it?
The extra bit of economic damage is always something that you will be happy with, but we're at a point now where it's starting to become less of a game changer, so to speak. I think what I really want to see Teiko do here, I appreciated the attempt previously, right? They throw a nade stack, they're expecting that rush, so they're hoping that a couple of nades thrown out will get them an early pick, and then they can pivot off of that. But unfortunately, they don't land them quite in the right position. Now I want to see, maybe not this round, but into the next round, I want to see some flanks. I want to see them kind of encircling around Unnamed Project. You know that they're going to 5-person commit to this site, so get behind them, get in their heads a little bit. and try to kind of knock them off their game. If you're all just sitting on the site like sitting ducks, well, as we've seen, Unnamed Project, they're going to take full advantage.
Yeah, definitely is the case, and I'm with you on that one. They should be. I mean, hey, for now, right now, all that they really had in this round was just pistols, right? And they could have definitely done a mid push with, which would have really worked out for them. But hey, for now, they're just trying to play it out safe. As I say that, there's one guy lurking up behind them. He's already up close, but the problem is he is being held down by an AK-47. So yeah, he has to cross that angle. But we're gonna see who gets the better timing out of that, while Unnamed Project moves into sight. They're not really holding it there now, moving into sight, but hey, all that's there to stop them is pistols. But look at that, Teiko landing the shots that they need to, 2 headshots delivered, and that just leaves, well, H2IF and Lyron. Smokey now on the flank, CZ in hand. H2IF, this is the, never mind, he knows how much he can do now.
I mean, we've seen Teiko do some phenomenal things with pistols yesterday. Things got a little bit ridiculous there. It got to a point where we were like, are they really doing this again? But unfortunately, this time around, can't quite replicate those same results. And again, I think that they're just kind of banging their head against that same wall over and over again. So we need to see a bit of a change up. I'm actually curious to see if Unnamed Project keep doing this. Or if now they're like, hey guys, let's go somewhere else. Let's go mid. Let's go, you know, there you go. They're going to split somewhere else entirely. Oh, they've just given him a free kill. You've got to smoke that cross. That is a terrible way for this round to start.
Definitely is the case. But hey, Sam, you know, it's Dust 2. Your spawn decides what you're going to be doing most of the times, because you really need to get those timings in. And yeah, this time around, we just didn't have a long spawn, so B-side it is. A lot of presence towards mid and B-side. No information given out. Mid doors is smoked. Teiko investing a lot of utils and are going to be swinging off of that, but Precise is fast enough to predict the peak and get one blinded. The Frayed also finding one off of him. That is interesting. That is a lot of over-regression, and it just simply just goes unpunished. And that just leaves 2 of Teiko's alive. Not good, not nice, and that just gives Unnamed Project so much space to work around in the map. Moving in mid to B, he will scrabble, trying to hold on to his dear life, even taking out one in the process, but yeah, eventually being taken out, and yeah, that's just our team mod left. So Unnamed Project doing just really well so far. It's just they're able to get the picks, they're able to get the fights, the duels, and yeah, getting a lot of space against Teiko. Teiko, yeah, I feel like they just need to go. I mean, Sam, they are kind of trying some corny stuff, right? Because we just saw a short push come through, and it was perfectly paired with a flash, but the problem is just not working out. Precise was completely blind, but somehow still got away with an op pick. So yeah, it's just, Teiko's just being, you could say in a sense that's slightly unlucky, but yeah.
I mean, it was one of the comments that we'd made yesterday. You know, sometimes it is just a case of getting out fragged, and it's a difficult one to deal with, because what it comes down to is isolating duels. Like, look at this, right? You've got players like Mod who can do it, can get those really important kills, but it's too late in the round. It doesn't matter at that point. You can't defuse the bomb. You can't win the round. You can't actually do anything with that. So that's where that team play becomes such an important part of it. We need to see them isolating. The big problem that they're also dealing with is how often Unnamed Project just like 5-stack into a site. This is only the second round that they're going for something remotely resembling a default, and it's not even a default, it's just a split, and it's not even a big split. You still got 4 people headed in one place, right? So it's so easy to just get absolutely overrun by these forces. And Teiko, I almost want to see them playing a little bit more back, play off site, wait until you can regroup and push in together. That, however, is a great way to kick off the round. You get that early kill. Now Unnamed Project forced to have to change their approach, but they will get one back, so that's going to make it a bit easier for them to decide what their next move is.
Definitely is the case, but now, of our eyes, we already see a pick coming through, and even 2. Nasty shots by Heal, and they're just completely opening up A side. But hey, not much they could have done there anyway, because you know all they really had was pistols. But not RT Mod though, because he's gonna be using MP9 to the most of its advantage, and just finds Sue there completely turning the round around, and that just puts a lot of pressure onto Healing and Afraid. The problem is the positioning. Teiko do have a lot of information towards B side, and that is exactly where Unnamed Project seems to be moving right now. Never mind. Not LT, short it is, and Inquil. What are they? Okay, yeah, it is short. Inquil. No utils to work around with. You know exactly where he is. Has to land this shot and die trying. I guess one that is good enough. The other one can be dealt by Artimod, but never mind. Inquil is going to be doing the job all by himself. Well, yeah, good round finally from Teiko, getting the they got those defensive picks, and it finally worked out for them. And I'm just really glad that it did, because Unnamed Project, they were just mowing them down every single round, and finally we are seeing Teiko walk away with a round in their pocket. So yeah, that's nice.
There was a bit of weird movement from Heelan there. I wonder if he maybe just ran out of bullets, but he pushed Inquil. He was trying to like take that fight. So the movement there was just really odd. Ends up turning his back to Inquil, and I mean that's easy pickings at that point for Inquil. But now we move back to this aggressive long push, and it's so consistent, man. It's actually unreasonably consistent, precise. What is that? This is another pistol round that should not be going this way, but at least, you know, we've got some kickback. Not enough. Defrayed beats out the sniper rifle with a deagle, because apparently that's a sniper. And now Artimod is all alone, but we've seen him do this before, and this time around, he's got a kit on board, so perhaps he can clutch this.
Definitely very doable. A kit and an AK-47. Had a flash, but has already used it, and now is making his way into sight. It is a huge crossfire, and even if he gets this tight, guy has to still somehow defuse the bomb. But yeah, as soon as Precise is going to be hearing those footsteps, just peeks out, perfectly delivers the pre-fire and the round as well. So yeah, just Unnamed Project once again. These guys, as we said, these guys are heavy hitters. They don't stop. They are looking for fights, and T-side is just like perfectly suited for these guys. The early two picks from Heelan, they're just by the MAC-10. It was just complete. It's plain nonsense. And then there's another guy follows him right back and just delivers a headshot by the deagle. No, that should be illegal, but somehow, well, it is working. And yeah.
Oh. All right. Or battle goes recite. Bro, the other problem though is look at how they're peeking. Okay, it is an eco round, but that first kill was onto the AWPer. I mean, they're getting caught out in the open, so far away from each other, opposite sides of the map, and it's coming down again to Heroics. And unfortunately, the Heroics just cannot do enough. Sure, a little bit of economic damage, but at the end of the day, that means nothing. Unnamed Project now go up to 7, and it's off the back of some somewhat messy play from Teiko, right? They get a couple of good flashes out, a couple of good smokes, but for the most part, it feels like they're not utilizing their utility to the maximum efficacy. So we've got a lot of dry swings coming through. We've got a lot of like dry crosses, and Unnamed Project, when they're being that aggressive, we spoke yesterday at length about the strength of the Ferrari peak, and Unnamed Project have become, they are one with the Ferrari peak right now.
They really are just swinging out everything, but even the guy who's not swinging, is just getting picks after picks with the op. Taking yet another one down early on. Prodigy, that was probably the offer, and well, with that, they do have entire control of B side. Well, H2IF is going to be keeping on pressuring these guys. Unnamed Project being completely unstoppable right now. Teiko, they definitely are trying. They are peeking those early angles, but the only problem is they're not winning those fights where they need to. Artimod finally shutting the menace down, and look at that boost kill. You don't see that coming, do you, Smokey? And H2IF. And that's pretty much it for Teiko. They need that op, and they're gonna keep it in their hands. So yeah, 2-8. That's 2 so far, going really well in Unnamed Project's favor, and they're just part of the reason is just they're simply playing Dust 2 how it's meant to be played, right? You're on T side, that's exactly what you need to do. Just keep switching up things and just keep peeking stuff. And if you are getting those frags, it's pretty much your game. So yeah, Unnamed Project is doing exactly what they need to.
I will say it's really cool to see that H2IF is still having like such a... I mean, he's still sitting on a heater. It wasn't just yesterday. It wasn't like a fluke or like a one-off thing. He's performing very,
We
very
just know
well.
he's good now.
There
He's
you
really
go,
good.
right? Like we've just accepted it. Like, all right, cool. You're pretty good at the game. Nice to know. And of course, his team's gonna be pretty happy about that one as well. But again, it's another one of those situations where everyone's kind of doing reasonably well. Over on Teiko, though, like it's RT Mod who is doing everything he can to try to keep Teiko in this fight, and it's just it hasn't been working out in their favor.
H2IF. He cannot walk through all of that utils. But they're actually going to be opting for a mid to B now. CD Smoke already down. Lyron already up close to RT Mod. RT Mod swinging out, but the timing is not in his favor. Defrayed and him are going to be coupling up for 2 kills back to back, which just entirely gives them B side. CT already locked down. Nothing Teiko can do for the next 10 seconds at least.
Cool.
Well, at least they can shut down the A-Lurk.
Oh, that's really disappointing. Purely because like the bomb. Oh, that's nasty. Over top of smoke. The bomb wasn't even at the site yet. Like they called the save when the bomb was still in Narnia. And of course they don't know that, right? Like I'm not trying to like say that they should have precognition. They didn't know. But for us that are watching, you know, you have that moment of like, if only they had known. If only they'd had that information, and this round could have been completely different. Catch that bomb carrier while he's rotating, force them to drop that bomb, hold on to it. It could have been a completely different round. But with the lack of information available to them, this round, of course, slips away from them, and it looks like they're not even going to be allowed to save their weaponry, and that's devastating. Okay, they've still got a bit of cash, so a reinvest isn't going to be terribly difficult at the end of the day, but it's also about making a statement, I think, for Unnamed Project. Like, they're here to send a message. We got 1 round left in this half, and they want Teiko to know this is their map, and they're going to be as dastardly as they can to prove that point.
Yep, definitely is the case. 2-9. Probably they want to just. And this once again is just like yesterday. Unnamed Project started off really strong yesterday, and they are showing us the same story once again. Although they were up against a different team yesterday, but hey, they're doing the same. Teiko now. They are seeing a short boost once again. Come on, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. Finally, Teiko getting away with an early pick. But well, that's going to be returned soon enough. Smokey's taken down, and that gives them space towards mid, and RT Mod has now... He has to be careful about long and mid at the same time. CT smoked off already. RT Mod, that spray is not connecting for sure, but he will travel now. 1-1, backs off. Still has a good enough position. Nothing is forcing him out of it. This guy has been phenomenal with the op, and he will continue to be so. Finding one more. But look at how Unnamed Project, they're not making a move right now. They're just waiting it out. The bomb is just heading towards truck, and now the CT smoked off again. They finally choose to start moving. They have to clear out Eagle's travel, and they don't miss. They just don't know. There's not a single mistake being made by Unnamed Project here. Like, no hastiness. We saw them just, you know, pause for a moment there at mid, and finally when they were able to, you know, regroup, resettle down, and just re-smoke CD, and okay, B, we were supposed to hit B, now let's do it. That's the way they're just so composed right now is, yeah, they're just rewarding them with round after rounds.
I'll be honest, the way that Heelan gets all the way up into top mid and gets to just live there rent-free for so long, doesn't get discovered, doesn't get noticed, nobody has a clue that he's there with the bomb for the longest time. It's one of those outrageous moments that should never happen. But unfortunately for Teiko, it does happen. Didn't really have anything to help facilitate trying to push out, trying to take control of that area, knowing that the rest of Teiko are there, presumably watching to make sure that their bomb carrier doesn't get taken out. So this kind of comes down to that lack of confidence, not wanting to swing, not wanting to take risks. And unfortunately, if you don't take those risks, you're going to lose every time because you're not even trying. So hopefully we see them kind of step up a little bit here, but Unnamed Project at 10-2, looking to close out this map in a very one-sided manner.
Early picks coming through by Teiko, but Unnamed Project returning fire in similar fashion. Evo Scrabble all alone, not much he can do. And Unnamed Project not letting go of their streak, just trying to end this as soon as possible. They're just being completely dominating right now. And Teiko, not sure if they have much hope left for this, because hey, Unnamed Project, they have a lot of money around. They are going to be investing into M4s and scouts and all the stuff that they need. So yeah, it's pretty much, this map is pretty much gone. Teiko chances of winning this, near to none, nada. So yeah, they're just probably now going to be betting it all in the upcoming games. And since this is a BO5, they still have a lot of maps to go before the actual winner decided. So.
Well, presumably. I mean, it could be a few maps. Depending on how those results... Yeah, depending on the results, of course. Alright, good little bit of utility being used here to slow Teiko down. Oh, there's no way! There's no way! It's the Tech 9s again. Oh no, he didn't even check! Oh, Teiko, man. Just having their way with this T side, or T round at any rate. But a lot more still to get done if they want to win the round.
For sure. I mean, they did get the picks, but they have to deal with healing. They didn't miss into an M4 and already has gotten 2 picks with it.
Hell no.
Being extremely proactive there. Moves, pushes up from B, and yeah, just gets the pick, and healing is just going to be sealing the deal with like 4 kills in a single round and just completely turning the tables. I mean, Teiko, they were able to get really nice picks. That pop flash on mid, and you know, their Smokey getting a pick off of it was really cool. RT Mod choosing that specific spot to cast the B A long push guy as well. Yeah, really smart. Teiko started off really nicely, but hey, what can you really do with just pistols when there's just so much range between you and the enemy? And yeah, Healing just used his advantage, and now Unnamed Project completely stacked with all the rifles that they need, and Teiko a bit reluctant on pushing long, but the problem is they do have long now, which gives them a little bit of incentive to playing it out a bit slowly. Information serve Project a little, but the problem is, Sam, you and I both know this isn't going anywhere. I don't really know if Teiko is trying.
I mean, given the buy that they have, it's certainly going to be difficult, but I think that it's still doable. The problem is the way that they're approaching it, right? Like, you can't just 4-person try to push your way up long with such inferior weaponry, especially when you know the kind of buy that Unnamed Project more than likely have. Unfortunately, however, it does look like Teiko are going to try and press this instantly, starting to push in here. They trying to clear car, they will do so. All numbers almost evened out, but Recise will get one more. Only 2 players left, very split up from one another, and Unnamed Project now know exactly where both of these 2 players are. Bomb gets lost, the last kill to come through, and it's Unnamed Project with another terrifying map to open up a series. Yesterday it was 13-3, today